Welcome to Hip Hop History. In this episode, we're going to get into the Bridge Wars. The Bridge Wars was a rivalry during the 80s and 90s that arose from a dispute over the birthplace of hip hop and retaliation over the rejection of a record. The Bridge Wars originally involved the South Bronx Boogie Down Productions, led by KRS-One, against Marley Marl's Juice Crew, residing in Queensbridge. The feud began with Queensbridge-based producer Marley Marl and MC Shan's track The Bridge in 1985. The track recited the praises of their home borough and some of its early rap crews.
You love to hear the story again and again of how it all got started way back when. The monument is right in your face. Sit and listen for a while to the name of the place. The Bridge.
Though MC Shan states Queensbridge is where his crew got started, as well as his birthplace, he has stated that he never meant the song to say that Queensbridge is the birthplace of hip-hop. Everyone knows that hip-hop is started in Bronx. In response, South Bronx-based KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions released the track South Bronx, which was similar in terms of content to Shan and Marl's track, except singing the praises of South Bronx rather than Queensbridge. They also made the argument for its being the real birthplace of hip-hop. The song first premiered at a concert where MC Shan had just performed The Bridge. The track directly attacks MC Shan.
Party people in the place to be, KRS-One attacked. You got dropped off MCA cause the rhymes you wrote was whack. So you think that hip-hop had its start out in Queensbridge? If you pop that junk up in the Bronx, you might not live, cause you're in South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx.
Before The Bridge was released, MC Shan was signed to MCA Records. However, he left the label after releasing an almost unheard single titled Feed the World. This also referred to the fact that MC Shan had attacked LL Cool J on the B-side of The Bridge, with a song called Beat Bitter, where MC Shan claimed that LL had stolen beats from his Rock the Bells from Marley Marl's scratch theme. LL never directly responded to this claim, and the battle between Shan and Boogie Down took the attention away from him. Marley Marl later produced most of LL's album Mama Said Knock You Out. The official story at the time was that KRS-One was defending the reputation of the South Bronx in response to MC Shan and Marley's claim that hip-hop started out in Queensbridge. However, KRS-One has gone on record in an interview with MTV saying his real motivation was the fact that he and Scott LaRock earlier had approached Mr. Magic with a single entitled Success is the Word under the group name 1241. Magic dismissed it as whack, then after reforming Boogie Down, they retaliated by dissing Mr. Magic and Marley's Juice Crew, using the whole Queens vs. Bronx issue as the pretense. DJ Red Alert also gave a similar version of the story on his CD, Beats, Rhymes, and Battles Part 1, in dialogue on the CD track 5. He states that Magic dissed a track by them. When they heard The Bridge, they decided to diss back, and this is why South Bronx was released. The Juice Crew soon responded with the track Kill That Noise on Shan's album Down by Law, which took various shots at KRS-One and mocked his taking offense in the first place. He even denies saying hip-hop started in Queens, and suggests that they were just trying to jump on their bandwagon. KRS continued with The Bridge Is Over, one of the first blendings of rap and reggae, and one section delivered in a sing-song fashion modeled after Billy Joel's It's Still Rock and Roll to Me from the album Glass House.
What's the matter with your DJ MC Shan on the wheels of steel Marlin sucks? You better change what comes out your speaker. You're better off talking about your whack Puma sneaker. Cause once created hip hop, Queens will only get dropped. You're still telling lies to me. Everybody's talking about the Juice Crew funny, but you're still telling lies to me.
We're going to take a short ad break here and get right back to the show. Thank you for listening to that ad. Now back to the show. Most of KRS's fire was directed specifically at Marley and Shan, although the MC added insult to others in the Juice Crew, such as Mr. Magic and Roxanne Shante, who had earlier been at the center of the Roxanne Wars, which we'll discuss in a later episode. Shante, mentioned in a very vulgar reference in The Bridge Is Over, released a rap title Have a Nice Day, written by Juice Crew's colleague Big Daddy Kane, who was otherwise not involved, in which she took a shot at Boogie Down Productions. After Kill That Noise, Shan himself became more passive in the battle, as the above statement indicated. Two other Queensbridge artists, Rockwell Noel and Poet, joined in the battle, resulting in giving the strongest attack against Boogie Down. The first single, entitled Beat You Down, in which he reiterates that no one actually said that hip-hop started in the Bridge, then points out that the area was nevertheless very prominent in the early days of rap. In '87, attempting to calm down an unrelated dispute involving Boogie Down colleague D Nice, DJ Scott LaRock was shot dead. Even after LaRock's death, the feud still continued. Others joined in, making songs dissing Queensbridge, such as Cool C's Juice Crew diss and Mitch Sky's Brook Brooklyn Blew Up the Bridge, South Bronx helped us out. Butchie B stepped in for Queensbridge with Beat Down KRS. In '88, DJ Rockwell Noel and The Poet followed up by Taking You Out, which was even stronger than Beat You Down, and harshly attacks both KRS's then wife, Miss Melody, and rival radio station WRKS's DJ Red Alert, who was on Boogie Down's side of the battle. KRS responded with Still Number One, the Numero Uno mix, where he calls Poet soft and uncreative, and accusing him of sounding like Kane, although absent from his counterattack was any rebuttal on Poet's attack on his wife. In '90, Boogie Down released the concept album Edutainment, where KRS-One took on such topics as politics, racism, self-identity, corruption, and even the meat industry. On the second track, Black Man in Effect, he discusses the concept of juice and states, "I'm not down with the Juice Crew." MC Shan and KRS-One themselves acknowledged the rivalry's important place in hip-hop history when they appeared together in a commercial for Sprite in the mid-90s, in which they exchanged battle rhymes inside of a boxing ring. During the '90s, this was remembered as a classic hip-hop rivalry and referenced in hip-hop lyrics from Cormega, Das EFX, Nas, Cunnilingus, Big Pun, and Tupac. However, the two weren't looked at the same, as MC Shan was widely seen as a loser of the conflict. Despite co-writing and producing it for a #1 hit single for the Canadian reggae group Snow, KRS-One had a successful solo career and remained an important figure in hip-hop. Poet had moved on, eventually becoming the Black Poet, and went on to be a part of the groups PhD, Poet, and DJ Hot Day, and Screwball, and some of the records released over the years took numerous pot shots at KRS. '91's album title track, Without Warning, samples a couple lines from Numero Uno. Screwball's The Bio, You Love to Hear the Stories, a follow-up to the original, The Bridge, and featured MC Shan pointing out that the Nas album Illmatic in 1994 was proof that The Bridge was still alive. KRS-One and Marley have since officially retired the feud, releasing a collaborative album in 2007 entitled Hip Hop Lives. The album exemplifies the end of the feud, with The Victory, produced by DJ Premier, which sees KRS on the same track as Black Poet. He concludes the track acknowledging that he's indebted to Shan and Marley. He also speaks well of them on other tracks in the album, such as House of Hits. Nas revisited The Bridge in 2012 album Life is Good by sampling it for the hook in the track Back When, which focuses on past hip-hop acts. The following is a chronological list of the records that can be considered the part of the Bridge War. MC Shan's The Bridge, Boogie Down Productions, South Bronx. MC Shan's Kill That Noise, Boogie Down Productions, The Bridge Is Over. Roxanne Shantae's Have a Nice Day, Rockwell Noel and the Poets Beat You Down and Taking You Out. Boogie Down Productions, Still Number One, Numero Uno Mix. Poet and DJ Hot Day, or PhD, Without a Warning. MC Mitch Sky, Brooklyn Blew Up the Bridge, Defending BDP. MC Shan's Juice Crew Law, Cool C's Juice Crew Diss. Craig G's Duck Alert. MC Butcher B, Go Magic and Beat Down KRS. And Boogie Down Productions with Black Man in Effect. Thank you for listening to this episode of Hip Hop History. Please like and subscribe and leave a review if possible. Thank you.